Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel where we share with you the most amazing stories from around the world. Today, we will be taking a look at the story of a black CEO who was kicked out of her own hotel only to fire the entire staff 9 minutes later. This story is one of success, resilience, and justice, as this powerful woman was able to turn the tables on those who tried to bring her down. Before we begin, please take some time to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get notified whenever we upload a new video. Also, please remember to like this video so that the algorithm will push it to more people. Now, let's dive into the story of this amazing black CEO. The year was 2018 and the place was New York City. The protagonist of our story is a successful black businesswoman named Patrice LeBlanc. Patrice was the CEO of her own company, which she had built from the ground up after years of hard work and dedication. Her company was doing well, and she decided to celebrate by booking a suite in her own hotel. However, little did she know that she was in for a night that she would never forget. As Patrice entered the hotel lobby, she was immediately struck by the luxurious surroundings. The lobby was decorated with expensive artwork, and the walls were adorned with gold leaf. There was a grand staircase at one end of the room, and the ceiling was vaulted and adorned with crystal chandeliers. It was clear that this hotel was one of the most exclusive establishments in the city, and Patrice was excited to spend the night there. She approached the front desk to check in, but the receptionist's attitude quickly made her feel unwelcome. The receptionist was a young white man with a bored expression on his face. He didn't even look up from his computer as Patrice approached the desk. "Can I help you?" he asked without looking at her. Patrice was taken aback by his rudeness, and she couldn't believe that someone could be so disrespectful to a paying customer. But she decided not to make an issue out of it and simply told the man that she had a reservation under her name. The receptionist rolled his eyes and sighed loudly before turning back to his computer. "What room did they put me in?" Patrice asked politely. "I don't know," the receptionist replied bluntly. "You'll have to ask the manager." Patrice was furious at this point, and she wanted to demand to speak to the manager, but she knew that it would be a waste of time. She had already paid for the room, and all she wanted was to check in and get some rest. So she decided to let it go. She took the elevator to her room, but as soon as she opened the door, she realized that something was wrong. The room was not what she had expected. The walls were dirty, and there were stains on the carpet. The bathroom was also filthy, and there was a strange smell in the air. It was clear that the hotel staff had not properly cleaned the room before assigning it to her. Patrice immediately called the front desk to complain about the state of the room, but she was shocked by the response she received. The receptionist was unapologetic and told her that if she was unhappy, she could check out and get a refund. Patrice was outraged. She had booked the most expensive suite in the hotel, and this was the treatment she was getting. She demanded to speak to the manager, but the receptionist refused, saying that the manager was not available. At this point, Patrice was furious, and she decided to take matters into her own hands. She called the police and accused the hotel staff of racial discrimination. When the police arrived, Patrice explained what had happened, and they agreed that the situation was unacceptable. The officers spoke to the receptionist, but he denied that he had done anything wrong. He claimed that he was just following the instructions of his manager, who had specifically told him to make the guests' stay as uncomfortable as possible. This was a shocking revelation for Patrice. She couldn't believe that someone would treat a paying customer this way, especially because she was a black woman. She felt humiliated and angry, but she knew that she had to stay calm if she wanted to resolve the situation peacefully. She thanked the police officers for their help and decided to wait for the manager to arrive. When the manager finally showed up, Patrice confronted her about the receptionist's behavior. The manager was a middle-aged white woman who looked flustered when she heard Patrice's accusations. She apologized profusely and promised to fire the receptionist on the spot. Patrice appreciated the apology, but she wanted more than just a dismissal. She wanted justice. Patrice explained to the manager that she had been treated poorly from the moment she stepped into the hotel. She described the dirty room and the rude receptionist and demanded that the manager do more to make amends. The manager was taken aback by Patrice's strength and determination. She had never dealt with a customer like her before, someone who wasn't afraid to stand up for herself and demand what she deserved. In the end, the manager agreed to give Patrice a full refund and upgrade her to the best room in the hotel for the rest of her stay. Patrice accepted the apology and the offer, but she knew that she had to take further action. She couldn't let this experience go without addressing it publicly. Patrice took to social media to share her experience with the world. She posted about the dirty room and the racist receptionist and urged others to boycott the hotel. Her post went viral, and the hotel was soon bombarded with negative reviews. The damage to the hotel's reputation was immediate and severe. The CEO of the hotel chain saw the negative publicity and took swift action. She fired the receptionist and the manager of the hotel and launched an investigation into the matter. She was determined to find out how such a horrible experience could have occurred in one of her hotels. Meanwhile, Patrice's post had reached millions of people, and many of them were shocked and outraged. They couldn't believe that such racism and discrimination could still exist in today's world. Patrice's bravery in speaking out had inspired many people, and she became an overnight sensation. As Patrice continued her vacation, she couldn't help but feel proud of herself. She had stood up for what was right and made a difference in the world. She knew that her experience had helped to raise awareness about racial discrimination, and she hoped that it would encourage other victims to speak out. One day, while Patrice was relaxing by the pool, she saw a group of people taking photos and videos. She didn't pay much attention to them until she heard them talking about her. Patrice decided to investigate and overheard them saying that they worked for a major hotel chain, and that they had been sent to investigate the viral post about the hotel. Patrice's heart skipped a beat. Could they be from the same hotel chain? She cautiously approached them and introduced herself, and the men were surprised to see her. They explained that they were from the hotel chain and wanted to talk to Patrice about her experience. Patrice was hesitant at first, but ultimately agreed to meet with them. During the meeting, the men apologized profusely for what had happened at the hotel and explained that they were there to offer Patrice a settlement. They offered to pay for all of her damages and offered her a lifetime membership to their hotel chain. Patrice was tempted to accept the offer, but she knew that it wasn't enough. She had become a public figure and had gained a lot of attention from media outlets and potential business partners. Accepting the settlement would look like she was giving in to the pressure, and she didn't want to do that. She politely declined the offer and explained that she wanted to take legal action against the hotel. The men were disappointed but respected Patrice's decision. They agreed to keep in touch and left the hotel. Patrice knew that she had made the right decision. She wasn't going to let the hotel chain bully her into silence. As the days passed, Patrice's case grew stronger. She had gathered evidence of the hotel's discriminatory practices and was ready to take legal action. The hotel chain tried to settle with her again, but Patrice refused to back down. She was determined to fight for what was right. Finally, the day of the court hearing arrived. Patrice was nervous but confident. She knew that she had a strong case and was ready to present her evidence. The trial lasted several days, and the media was closely following the case. Everyone was eager to hear the outcome. In the end, the judge ruled in Patrice's favor. She was awarded a substantial amount of money and the hotel. Chain was ordered to make changes to their discriminatory policies. Patrice was overjoyed. She had won the case and justice had been served. But Patrice's story doesn't end there. After winning the case, Patrice became a champion for civil rights. She used her platform to speak out against racial discrimination and empower others to fight for what they believe in. She also started a foundation to help victims of racial discrimination seek justice. Through her foundation, Patrice has helped countless people who have faced racial discrimination. She's provided them with the resources and support they need to fight for their rights. Patrice's story is an inspiration to us all. It shows that one person can make a difference in the world, if they have the courage to speak out. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please take some time to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And don't forget to like and share. We would love to hear your thoughts on the story, so please leave a comment below. We hope to see you in the next video.